there's a new poll out, and they asked Americans if they wanted the facts in media coverage. Interesting thing to put out there. Hey, would you like information? Data? And basically, it's, do you want the facts, or do you want interpretation? So what are you into? 59% of Americans said, look, for the news, for politics coverage, just the facts. Thank you very much. 59%. Okay, that is, first of all, overwhelming. And it shows that the American people are actually more adultish than the mainstream media gives them credit for. Now, why do I say that? Well, we know from a Harvard study, get this is from this election, quote, only 7% of the media's reporting on Bernie Sanders was about his issues. 28% of Clinton's coverage was issue-focused. So, wow, man, really? I mean, that is 28% for Hillary, and that's the best. And Bernie with 7% of the coverage was issues focused. That needs to be like 80% plus. So the American people, they're yearning. They're in a fucking news and information desert. And then we all wonder, well, how is it that Donald Trump could win? How is it that we get any of the candidates that we end up with? I mean, as goofy and shitty as they all were. I mean, really? We had fucking Lincoln Chafee on the Democratic side. We have Jim Webb. We had Marco Rubio and Jeb Bush. Ugh. I mean, apart from the corporate money propping these idiots up, and that being the number one thing that, leads to getting those kinds of candidates. The second thing is this vacuous, vapid media coverage, where it's a bunch of people, a bunch of idiots who don't know much about politics or policy, talking about the horse race aspect of it, giving their opinion, and not caring about or giving the facts. Again, only 7% of the coverage of Bernie Sanders was fact-based, which means policy-based. 59% of Americans say, look, just the facts. In other words, just the policies, please. Just the policies and the record, and I'm out. So, look, man, not to pat myself on the back too hard, not to pat new media on the back too hard, but that's why we're here. Now, obviously, I give my opinion, too, but you know when I'm giving my opinion, and you know when I'm giving the facts. So when I'm giving the meat of the news story, like those numbers I just gave you, those are facts. So I'm giving the facts. And people, they just want to hear that. If you give them that, well, then they'll be a little bit more open. Okay, then you can say whatever the fuck you want. Just give me the facts, though. I need the facts, 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 facts. So that's the answer, man. And this is why new media is thriving right now. And this is why they're doing so well. And this is why old media is dying. I mean, young people love new media way more than fucking, what are you going to do? Sit there and watch CNN or HLN? Please, don't be ridiculous. So they love new media because they get something out of it. And that's the answer. The answer is we got to take over. New media's got to take over. We got to be the number one source. And I think eventually we'll get there. There's this kind of melding together happening of TV and internet. And when people have an option, even though we have way more competition online too, because it's just an ocean of content. On TV, there's only so many channels. But look, you give us a fair shot. You just get our foot in the door, and we're going to take over.